Okay, welcome to another video. I'm just going to have a recap of what we did at this job, and then I'll get on with showing you what we have achieved 6 weeks later. So as you can see, we just scarified this, going over it twice, up and down and then left to right. We then went on with the Hibbert Harrier Pro on setting number 2 and give it a double cut, getting the double stripes for the application of autumn punch at 35 grams per square metre. Then finished off with a spray of Galactic Green, Wetting Agent and Stellar Bio Boost. We join me now 6 weeks later for the results. Right, welcome back. It's the 15th of December. Do you remember this job? We did this about 6 weeks ago. I said I'd come back after 2 weeks, but just with the weather and everything, I've not really been. I've not touched it since I was last here. And look at the results. Really pleased. Look, it's looking fantastic. So, let's just have a walk over. A few leaves knocking about. It's a bit of disease bin, but it's not had a fungicide treatment or anything. That's just because the customer didn't want one. I can't force anybody to have anything. But over here where it gets the sun, you can see it's looking a lot thicker as opposed to where it doesn't. You know, over here it doesn't get the sun, so it's not going to be as good over here. So we're going to mow it today, get all these, I don't know what that is. What the hell is that? Some kind of grassy thing. I'm going to get my mower out. Well, I lie, I've already got it out. I'm going to trim it and we're going to pick all this leaves up, twigs, etc. And we'll see how it looks. So it's probably one of the final cuts I'll do before Christmas. Obviously the final one here before next year. So let's crack on. I can't believe how green it is. The products work. Right, so I'm ready to cut. I'm going to go on with the Hibbert. It's on number 4 at the moment. I'm just going to drop that down to number 3 and we'll see how it looks. Sorry about the finger across the screen there. Put some nice stripes in here for the customer. And then hopefully it should look mint. So we've just done the mowing. It's not managed to pick up all the leaves and stuff, and I think that's because I was on setting 3. It just wasn't quite low enough to create that vacuum for the smaller stuff. So because it's quite firm underfoot, I'm just going to do my push test. You can see no water coming up or anything like that. I'm just going to go over it with the Allet scarifier because that's still in there. in the mower. I don't have to swap them over, and we'll just get rid of all the leaves and that just sitting squashed in the lawn, because what will happen is they'll just rot down on the lawn and cause even more kind of patches to form, meaning like weeds or moss or whatever can grow, because this will be my last visit now till March, so I won't see this garden now till March. So we'll do everything we can to get it looking decent for March. You can see there's bits like that, a few leaves, even got a weed there, look at that little start of a buttercup. So we'll treat that at some point, maybe just dig that out. Actually, be the easiest thing, wouldn't it? A few leaves just stood there, so we'll do that and we'll see what kind of a job we can get done with the scarifying attachment. Let's go get it. Right, so we can see the scarifying attachment's already in from last time we used it at the sheep job a couple of weeks ago. If you were to change it over, like we said, it's just 2 bolts, one there, and then 4 on the side, but you don't actually need to undo them all, because if you just undo those 2, the cover removes enough just for you to allow that to get that out. So just going to keep it on what it's on at the moment, and that's what it was on at the sheep job. So run over it on one strike with that and see what we pick up. If it's not quite picking anything up, we can just tweak the height and lower it a little bit, and then get to a point where we can pick up. But we don't want to do too much damage, so we don't really want to be going into that surface today. We just want to brush the top, pick the leaves up, and hopefully get some more definition on these stripes, because they're not really standing out at me today. I'm a bit disappointed with them, but it's December, so I'll let myself off. The customer will be really happy with them. They don't see what I see, they see what they're happy with, and I know they'll be happy with that, but that doesn't mean I'm happy with them, as you know what I mean, because sometimes when I see what people call nice, I'm like, what? You think that's nice? What is wrong with your eyes? So So that's what we've taken out, all the thatch there, the rotting, slimy growth. That's got to be a good thing, hasn't it, getting all that out, all the twigs that were in there that we couldn't quite get out with the mower, just because they're too heavy to be picked up. I have a troll on YouTube, and he always has something to say, trying to like bring me down. So the last comment was, he's not scarifying at the sheep job, it's not a scarify because he's not going deep enough. If you're using a scarifying attachment, then to me you're scarifying. Might not be a deep scarify, but it's still a scarify. Just if you go to the hairdressers and you have a haircut and you say I just want a little bit off, you've still had your haircut as if you went in and said I want a number 1 all over. Still a haircut. So hopefully that explains that one. On with the lawn, more important things other than trolls. That's really defined that now, hasn't it? Never get a good stripe at the bottom end of your garden, because that's where we turn, so we always end up messing that up. But if I just kind of cheat and go like that, we can see the difference in what the attachment's done there. It's really defined those stripes up, which is what I was after. It does look better to the naked eye, as it always does. But this side is in the shade a little bit, so this looks a lot better. We can pick that up because the sun's over there and it's obscuring the view, but See what I mean? So the customer's going to be happy with that. They see the stripes, and that's what customers want to see. They want to see stripes. So we'll go down this end, we'll have a look, see what it looks from this end, see if it looks any better. That's not too bad, is it? It looks better from this angle. Still missed a few, and in the whole it is a bit threadbare, isn't it? But that's the only bit of the garden that sees the sun at this time of year. I mean, it's 1 o'clock, it's over there now, just to my left there, and it's not touching this, so it's not going to. So it's looking really good considering it's not seeing the sun for a few weeks now, because it just doesn't get high enough in the sky to do anything. So when we go over there before, we could see that it's a lot thicker over here and a lot lusher, because that is getting the natural goodness of the sun, whereas that's not. But there's not much between it, so I'm impressed. But that's like the bio boost we put on, just keeps that stomata open for longer to get more of the sunlight in. And the stomata is the little pores in the leaf that open up to let sunlight in and release other things out. So I think we're done. So it's been a good year this year here, considering where we were. If I just upload a picture now of what it looked like when I first arrived, before we started digging it up, or it might be just as I'm digging it up, because I'm not sure if I've got a photo that long back ago of it when I first turned up. But I'm pleased. I'm not overly pleased. Like, I'm not doing Gary Neville orgasms like he did when Torres scored against Barcelona. So I'm going to give myself a 5 out of 10 today, and I think that's fair for the time of year. But like again, it is December, so maybe I'm being a bit hard on myself. Who knows? But I think this is going to be my last video of 2021 as far as lawns go. I have got a little bit of a job lined up, hopefully for the end of this week, early next week, which is about how to get your perfect pointing in your patio flags. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. It's just all weather dependent, that one. So I've kind of booked it in for the end of this week. But if I don't see you, have a great Christmas and a New Year, and thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next year if I don't see you this. Ta-da now.